everyone, welcome to our channel Ray. Today I am going to talk about Picture Exchange Communication System, also called PEX. So this is one of the communication system for people who cannot speak. So we also use sign language, augmentative assistive communication using devices like Avas app and PEX. Although PEX is also an augmentative assistive communication system, it is not with the devices, it is using the pictures. The augmentative assistive communication using devices uses some kind of app which gives audio output. So if we are selecting some pictures, that word would be spoken from the device so that the other person can understand what this person is trying to say. And when it comes to sign language, the speech is through the signs. So we are using the signs using our body parts. Today I am going to talk about PEX, Picture Exchange Communication System. PEX is an augmentative communication system frequently used with children with autism. The PEX system is a protocol which is based on the B.F. Skinner, who is a behaviorist, and his verbal behavior was one of the important theory of applied behavior analysis, ABE. So the PEX tool was designed based on applied behavior analysis protocol. So when it comes to PEX system, they have always used the CLEAR protocol. According to the protocol, there is some type of prompting have to be used. So the prompting system is exactly the same way we have to implement as it is mentioned in the PEX protocol, and there is a reinforcement strategy also. In that way, it will help the individual to become independent in communication. Also, this protocol includes some systematic error correction procedure also. So whenever there is an error occurs, we have to follow this error correction procedures to encourage the learning. And if any error occurs, it has to be error correction has to be done to decrease the errors in future. So verbal prompts are a complete no-no in this procedure. So we use the verbal prompts very later in the whole procedure itself. This has basically 7 stages. So some studies shows it has based on 3 steps or 3 levels. In another study there is 7 stages it has in the protocol. So today I am going to talk about that 7 stages or steps. Okay, now let's look into the stages, phases. Phase 1 is the use of single pictures. Phase 2 is with single pictures, generalization and distance. Phase 3 is picture discrimination. 4, sentence structure. 5, language expansion. 6, responsive requesting. 7, commenting and communication. Now let's understand this using an example. So whether in PEX or any communication system, from the ABA perspective, it is always important to start with demanding or requesting skills of the children. Meaning the children should be able to request for themselves. If they want some water, they should be able to ask for water. If they want food, they want the food, let them ask for the food. Or they want a toy, they need to ask for the toy. That is more important than they talk about other things in the world. They see a cat and saying about cat is not as important as they request for something they really need. So in the first stage of PEX, we want to understand some of the reinforcements and most important reinforcement, something that is really highly preferred by the student, and for the same the student will put more effort to to get that. The student will be putting some effort. So identifying one of the reinforcement, one of the highest reinforcement is very important, and there starts the level 1 or phase 1. So once we select the reinforcement, we understand, okay, this is what we want to teach the child first. So we need to take the picture of it and we need to laminate. And if the child is using some particular type of something, meaning a particular type of toy, instead of taking picture of other types of toy, we have to take the picture of the exact toy what he is using, and which is more convenient for the student to understand, like, okay, this is the picture, and yeah, this picture indicates that item. He should be able to get the connection. For the same, we have to use the same kind of picture. And other thing is, we can laminate these pictures, because this is his words. If he wants to speak something, or this is like his own voice, so this picture should be available to the child and it should be staying for longer time. Because of that, we need to laminate this picture. And yeah, starting with this stage, what we will do is, like, we will get the picture and keep it near the student, and the box of chips, for like in this example, the instructor keep the chips with him or her. That person, let's call him communication partner. And there would be another prompter who will be prompting from behind, not from side or in front, not at all. The person who is prompting should be standing behind and make the child to pick up the picture of chips and give it to the communication partner. And when they receive the picture of chips, that person will return chips to the child. So this is an important protocol and we have to use it as it is, meaning one person has to stand behind and teach the child to pick up and give, and that person has to stand behind. We need to have two people in the first stage, and there is no verbal prompts or nothing is used. It is clearly one person standing behind making the child to pick up the picture. And after a couple of trials, we can try fading this procedure. The person who is behind the child can just tap or just just partially prompt the child to pick up the picture and give to the communication partner. So in this stage, our objective is that the child should be able to pick the picture if only one picture is kept in front, and giving that to the person to get something in return. So here only one picture is kept and our objective is to meet. He is giving that independently to the communication partner. So once we reach there, we will go to the next step. After a couple of times student is able to do that level 1, we will go to level 2 or stage 2. So here main thing is we are going to keep the distance between the communication partner and the student. So here child will pick up the picture whenever he wants it, and he will follow some distance and give that to the instructor. And another important thing is there would be variety of instructors and there would be variety of spaces. So generalization is happening across places. Child will pick up the same picture. So we have to make sure only one picture is introduced and that picture is given to different people and across places and to some distance. Another important thing is that it is not only chips pictures we have taught the child by now. We would start with single picture and then many single pictures. And whenever, like for example, you are teaching water only with the water picture in front, then we are teaching a toy only with the toy picture in front. So single trials would be happening with single pictures, but not keeping anything together. Once child is mastered in this level, that is he is comfortable with different instructors, communication partners, and he is okay to move towards different, across space and different places, the next stage starts. So here we will have discrimination with the different pictures. So when we start this stage, we will make sure child is correctly picking up single picture and giving to the instructor multiple times in, using different pictures. And whatever so far we have introduced, we know there are few things the child is preferring highly, and there are few things the child is not picking all the time. So this is the stage we need to introduce multiple pictures together and teaching him to select one of them, or teaching him to ask for what he wants from the given options. So given that, as an introduction of discrimination, we might start with only few pictures adding together in the beginning, and then we will be adding on more picture to the PEX chart. So this would be the stage we will start with the PEX chart with a grid format. We will have multiple pictures together. It is depending on the child, we will select like how many pictures he can have. It is based on his attention span, his visual identification of pictures and everything. So we need to understand the child's capacity at this level, and based on that we have to start with a number of pictures. So we might start with 2 pictures, 3 pictures, and some more pictures. It is also important to make sure that child is able to pick up the picture to ask for something. For example, if 2 pictures are kept, he is not randomly picking up and giving you something. We need to make sure the child is picking up something because he needs it. There could be chances that we will keep some pictures, he is just trying some pictures giving to some person so that he gets something. So in this stage we will make sure one highly preferred item and another not so preferred item kept together to start with a discrimination training, or maybe something like a distraction picture which is not giving much value to his reinforcement. So something, if for example chips is his highest reinforcement, whereas biscuit is not so favorite to the child, so we can keep biscuit picture along with the chips picture. And if he is taking the biscuit and giving us this is indicating that like he is just trying, trial and error. So this is the time we need to follow the error correction procedure, making him to give the picture of the correct thing and then giving him back the correct reinforcement. So the important rule here also not to use verbal prompts. Using partial prompts, gestural prompts are fine. Stage 4 is started when the child is comfortable in stage 3, that is, he is able to pick up pictures from a lot of pictures, and he is able to correctly identifying the picture what he wants, and that is fluent. And this is the time we want to give more extension, that is sentence formation to the students. So this is the time we want to teach the child using 3-word sentences, requesting using 3-word sentences, something like give me chips, I want chips. So if we can have I want separate pictures and then additional pictures he can use. So selecting so here in the booklet or in the PEX booklet, we can have a strip where he can format the sentence. Earlier we were having only one hook where he can fix the picture, single picture. Now we will have a strip where he can pick up I want and something, or give me and an additional picture of something. So in this stage we will have sentence formation. and here we will be teaching the child using three word sentences. But again, this is only requests, not any other sentences we are creating here. Once the child is comfortable with three word sentences, we would like to extend the language by adding additional features, something like I want big chips, I want yellow chips, or he can also ask for I want chips in that box, or some additional language informations we can add on. So here again we are focusing on the request part only. Here this language is all about his language, what he wants to ask people, what he wants to do something for maintaining his needs. So we can build more variety in it, maybe asking for a big balloon, big yellow balloon, big water balloon, something like that. But the idea is that we will give more variety of adjectives or adverbs or things like that, maybe actions like come play with me, and other additional extensions of the language is introduced in this stage. And it is completely okay if child is taking so much time to go from one level to another level. If it is progressive, it is okay, we can give enough time, because each individual is different, so his learning will be different in one or the other way. So we need to give the time to each child and go with child space. In this case, what we have to focus is on working on our process, working on our prompting level and procedures, rather than worrying about how child is doing, why he is not doing two word, three word, four word requests. That is not very important issue is that is he able to request at least using three word sentence whatever he wants. So just go with child space. Again, it's not that we are giving just that comfort zone forever. We will have to introduce one or the other um, you know additional things, but in child space. Once the child is comfortable and in that stage, we will move to sixth stage of PEX, that is expanding a language by responding to questions. Something like you will ask the child, what do you want? What would you like to do now? Do you want to do something? Such kind of questions. So in PEX, we will introduce the questions only at level 6, stage 6, not in the first few stages. So this is very important to remember. And in other words, what is this? What do you want? These are kind of prompts also. These are the prompts children might be dependent on at times. Why we should not use this at the earlier stages? Because child might think only when the other person asks, what do you want? That is the time I am allowed to ask for something. So we want the child to ask spontaneously whenever he feels like to have something. Whenever he wants something, let him ask himself. So that is the reason we should avoid using verbal prompts in the beginning and using them after a couple of stages. Once the child is comfortable at this stage, we will move to seventh stage, that is commenting or communicating more about the world. Asking when we are asking, what do you see? What is this? What color is this? Let the child to talk about what he see using his picture book, using his textbook. So this is the time we will use it more like an educational platform. Beforehand, we will be using this for more into requesting or using it as a tool for only about his needs. This is the stage we will expand that into his education or his communication, his talking about other world and things like that. Okay, so that's all about the steps for PEX training. Now let's look into few do's and do nots. Do's like use physical prompts and fading. Fading is important, physical prompts and partial prompts, and then to very least partial prompts are some of the partial prompts we can use, some of the prompts we can use than verbal prompts. Stick to the protocol and do not skip any stages or jump to do a mixture of your own thing, because these are strict protocols and we have to stick with it. And make sure you are having relevant training. I mean, this is a video, I am just trying to introduce, giving more exposure to the PEX. This is not a training, and these kind of any of the videos might not be relevant training. We might need to take an assistance of a uh, rehabilitation professional for this training. Someone like a speech therapist or a behavioral therapist could help you to implement PEX training to your child. So go with professional help. Don't try out of your own thing, because this needs proper structure. So when we are deciding sign language or PEX or any other alternative communication system, there are some things which might not be comfortable. It is not going to be a complete replacement of a voice itself, right? But this is an alternative system which can compensate in many levels and areas. Definitely, each of these system are having one or the other drawbacks. And when it comes to PEX, the difficult part is that we have to have a lot of pictures and we have to update the pictures every time. We will be adding new items to the child's vocabulary. We need to have the picture, which is a headache, but it is a worth headache. And there are many studies that supports once we start using the PEX, children might start speaking also. So for example, when the child is picking up the picture of chips, we will be saying chips, 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 with the child whenever he is picking up the picture, right? Or whenever he is saying I want chips, we will be vocalizing for them. So child is getting those many repetition. So we have to make sure we are repeating these words whenever they are selecting the pictures. So once we once they get to hear this a lot of times, there are a lot of probability that they will start speaking about these words at least, and then that will reinforce them to speak. Children with speech impairment with some special needs are going to have some delay in their imitation or their gross motor development, and so and so they might not be able to pick up with the sign language as quickly. And PEX is a definite option, and it is also helpful for children who are visual learners. A lot of autistics are visual learners, and using pictures PEX system are definitely going to help them to understand what they are actually doing. That's all about today's video. Thank you for your support, comment and subscription. Don't forget to like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and support our channel. Thank you.